Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Sarah James, I'm Sarah James, and this is Abundant Possibilities. And today I am going to be reading out of the book of Knowing and Worth again. And I'm on day 3 of my little self-love staycation. And I swear it feels amazing. Like I've been in my pajamas for like 3 days and haven't done my hair, done my makeup. I have brushed my teeth, so that's one thing. But I've just been enjoying the fireplace and the view of the mountains. I'm gonna turn this around and hopefully the sun doesn't blind you guys so you can see the view that I'm looking at right here. And it's just beautiful. My fiance is out there somewhere skiing right now. And I am just in heaven. I mean, this feels great. And I'm so grateful that you joined me today. Thank you guys. Anybody that's clicking on that button and then listening to a girl read, that's amazing. Thank you. Welcome to my channel. I've just been like an hour looking at booktube and all that stuff, and I'm still not even sure what that is exactly, but I know that I've been reading these books and I'm thinking maybe that's what I need to tag as booktube. But I love these books, and it's not so much a review, it's a life experience. I mean, these books have just changed my life in so many ways, and I've talked about it in my other videos. But they're channeled by Paul Selig, and it's by Melchizedek. If you haven't heard of them, they're the high priest, and it's just amazing information for humanity, for our ascension, for this process that we're all in, for our awakening, for our uprising. And I just love it. I mean, there's so much beautiful information here that I've been called to read them and share the word with everybody else. And not just that, but live it, live that experience and do the affirmations and do the decrees. And every day I just, I still have issues of, and I wouldn't even call them issues, they're human experiences of comparison and sometimes judgment and sometimes being on a lower vibration. But every day I find something to be grateful for. Every day. I mean, what a beautiful view I have to look at. This is amazing. If I looked at my bank account and said I could never go to a place like that, I could never experience that, well, then that's where I would be right now. But I'm not there, and I don't have the type of money to go to crazy places, and yet I'm in these amazing places. So there's possibilities in everything. I'm a possibilities girl. I'm a possibilities girl, and these books have just helped me get to that state. And the light's hitting them, so I apologize. Not for the sun, because thank you, sun, for being there, but yeah. The lighting isn't necessarily always perfect on my channel. I'm using my cell phone to record with. I could have better equipment. I could have all that good stuff, but I'm here. I'm here right now. Do what you can with what you have, where you are. So that's what I'm doing. I'm reading these books to you because I want to share the messages of what my guides have been sharing with me, because we're all in this together. We are literally all in this together. So thank you, whoever you are, for clicking on that button. And if you want to read along with me, I'm on day 23. This is the book of Knowing and Worth. And even though I've read these books before, I've read all of them. I think I show you this, and every page has an underline or a circle to it. Every single time I read them, I get some kind of new information. So as I'm reading it again, sometimes new thoughts or feelings or experiences come to me, and I talk about what that is, whatever that may be. And if you want to read along, I'm trying to add the closed captions on the videos, but yeah, all this tech stuff, it is like a new language that, yeah, it's like my brain needs a break from trying to research all this tech stuff. If I had somebody else to do it for me, that would be lovely. I'm going to put that out there sometime. I'm going to have some help to just do all that stuff for me. But right now, do what you can with what you have where you are, and I'm here reading for you, and on day 23. So let's see what the guides have to share with us. We are asking things of the reader so that we may move forward in this final chapter. There are 2 more chapters in this text, but the chapter we're on now, which has to do with your own worth in your own knowing and in your claim of knowing in truth, is essential for us to progress. Your lives, as you have known them, have been contained by teachings that were inherited by you. We have instructed you already to challenge yourself as you encounter things you were directed to understand in certain ways. What we must attend to now is the possibility that what you may know and what you may claim as you is in congruence with truth in all ways. Now, we have said earlier that you may vibrate in accord with truth. You may claim truth and align to it as your response. And as you do this, you significantly shift your own awareness out of what you have known and into what you are, available to at this new level of consciousness. Now we ask you this: what do you need to attend to yourselves in a new way? What do you require to learn? And you may ask yourselves now. We will attempt to support you in moving forward your request. When you ask yourself who you are, you may know yourself by name. You may know yourself in worth. You may know yourself through your reflections. What we would ask you now is that you claim the knowing of the self in truth, embodied and incarnated at this level of frequency. As you are aligned to this level of knowing, your trajectory transforms itself and you face a new reflection. Now, what is the teaching of the day? Paul is asking. He has heard us speak of these things before, and what we are attending to today are the individual needs of the reader as they progress forward. Who am I in my life now? Who do I claim for myself? What do I claim for myself now? What may I know? What happens to the plane I exist in as I accelerate my vibration? The actions that you are each asked to take, each and every one of you, are significant now. The plane that you exist in is in transition. Ain't that the truth? Thank you, Saint Corona, for that little kick in the rear. Thank you. Yeah. The plane that you exist in is in transition. And those of you who hold the vibration of the Christ, or the vibration of the light, or the vibration of the Creator, are creating a grid in support of the evolution of this plane moving into its alignment at this level of response to all that is. The individuals that you are part of this alignment. If you can imagine that you are all reaching a hand up in the air, and as you pierce the clouds with your hands, you see the hands of others weaving before you. The connectivity between all of you who attend to our teaching, or any true teaching of the light, is what is here to transform this plane in material form. Now, the knowing that you have of this makes you accountable for yourselves here and now. Let me just start that again. Now, the knowing that you have of this makes you accountable for yourself here and now. As the plane that you are in is a shift in its new vibration, you may see chaos. You may see things you don't wish to see. As you realign yourself to a visual sense of what is true, as you align your perception to what is beyond the bedlam or the disorder that you may encounter. The rising, we say, in consciousness is not always a steady thing, nor is it always graceful. It is attended to by you, in some ways, based on your willingness to be in this process we speak of. As you are attending to yourselves, you are attending to those before you, and those before you will see and recognize the worth that you have claimed and how your life has been transformed. I just mentioned this on a video yesterday. I was speaking to my girlfriend, Celeste, who I haven't spoken to for a couple of years, and she knew me 15 years ago. We ran a company. We created a company together, which was a beautiful process. And then she came across my videos, and she was complimenting the videos, which was awesome. But it was kind of like seeing this new aspect of me that she had never known, even though we were friends for all that time. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a clear thing when, with these books and kind of coming into my own space of awareness and who I am, knowing who I am and what I am and how I serve, and just asking the questions of how do I serve and what is my purpose. It's just cracked open this whole new world for me that my friends and loved ones are definitely seeing and sharing with me. So yeah, I completely agree. I'm going to read that part again. As you were attending to yourselves, you were attending to those before you, and those before you will see and recognize the worth that you have claimed and how your life has been transformed. The idealization of you is not what we are speaking of. The example of you is. And as you lead by example, as you claim your knowing, you follow a light that will shine, and those who follow. Let me just start that again because I got a little backed up there. I'm telling you, it's like an hour's on the computer, and my brain, I need some sunlight and nature and beautiful scenery. So thank you, beautiful scenery and Mother Nature, for being here for me to just get back into my own headspace. So let me just read that again. And as you lead by example, as you claim your knowing, you follow a light that will shine, and those who would follow you will be led in worth. When you don't know who you are, you seek the reflection from others. When you don't know who you are, you ask for permission. How can you know if you are allowed if you have not asked? Am I even here? Am I even worthy? Am I aligned to what I may know? As you claim this, you step forward and you are responsible to all that you see before you. Dominion, we say, is the responsibility of your creations. Now, when you live in a world that often seems to be on the brink of ending, they have this, they can do that, the world is not safe. You reinforce the paradigm of fear. When you believe that you are teetering on the brink of disaster and there are only two ways to go, down this way or over that way, you are operating in fear. When we taught you about a precipice early in our texts, we never mentioned falling off it. We spoke about lifting from it. And that is the attendance we offer you now. As we lift you, as you allow yourself to be lifted, you are recreated in your own worth as you say yes. Yes! Yeah, man, that's one thing I love about just self-love vacations. I can just sing. The best way to spread Christmas cheer is by singing loud for all to hear. So yes, 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 yes. I say yes to all there is. I say yes to all possibilities. Because I'm here. Holy hell. This is amazing. I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you. Yes, 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 yes. Now, what you don't know is that the life that you live at this new level of vibration is in service to all. We will take some expectation, let me change that. We will take some exception to spiritual teachings that have focused on a material way as a way of knowing the self. I must be in high demonstration. Look at the fancy car I got myself. I must be in my knowing. I know better than the one next to me. There is nothing wrong with knowing more. There is nothing wrong with a vehicle to transport yourself through, and choose a good one. However, there is something off, quite off, in recognition of yourself as a divine being through the reflection to things. Things will go one day, and you will know this well. The aspect of you that is eternal seeks to realize itself through you. And to become distracted by the material gains that may be made through conscious demonstration is simply a way to avoid the real work at hand, which is your relationship to you as an aspect of the Creator manifested in form. The world that you live in is not ending. I know we're all wearing masks and And the news would kind of point the other direction and just say, yeah, everything's just be fearful, walk outside the door and be fearful. But it doesn't really feel like it's ending. I think it's not ending. The world that you live in is not ending. There will be a plane here for some time to come. The manifestations on this plane will be changing because they must change. And we will tell you this. Oh, my fiance just got back. I like saying fiance because I've never had that before, and I think 43, so I'm allowed to say fiance and just get a little giggly like a little girl. He just got back from skiing, so I don't know if he's gonna come in here, notice that I'm recording something, and I'll just, I'm looking at him, but I'm gonna go back to you and recording. So the manifestations on this plane will be changing because they must change. And we will tell you this. What was created in fear, and this includes institutions, religions, belief in the sanctity of power over freedom. The sanctity of fear over love will be recreated in high regard. The benefits of this time for those who attend to it will be realignment and a new congruence on their own free will as the one who knows. And the release of the past that we have attended to will be the benefit that allows you to step forward in love. Now, as we continue today, we must address Paul, who is pacing the floor in this dictation and saying, "What is new? Give me something new," as if you have the right to direct the text. The text, we say, is of its own accord. And as we work with the reader, we respond as we can to the questions we receive from the reader as they hold the text in their hands. As we do this, and we move throughout time, we attempt to shift the dictation to those things that may be supportive of one who needs to learn. Paul, you are one, but there are many learning through this transmission. And the transmission of today, which is the close of the last chapter, is instructive to those who require it. The choice you make to move beyond a sense of limitation invites you to a new world, we say, of new possibility. A new world, we say, of new identity, and the identity that you are choosing now, your inherited self and divine worth, is the key that you ask for to be realized. As we work with you now in vibration, we are attempting to shift you through a passage of a need to recreate the known as a way of knowing yourself as safe. You must understand what we are saying now. The newness that you may encounter in your own experience of yourself may be enough to shatter an illusion that the past is present still. But as this happens, some of you will be encouraging yourselves to look backward to the known, because the person that you thought you were may still reside there. She does not. He does not. The memory of who you were has a knowing, but it is not with you today. As you have claimed your vibration and called a new life forward to you, you have agreed to stand in your power. And the desire to return to what you have known, to close the book now and to release your heritage, your own claim of divine knowing, will be attended to by you if you wish. The asking we have for you today, come along, come along, come along, stand in your freedom and stand your power and claim your power as the one who knows who she is, will always be there for you. We do not go away. And if you believe yourself to be unready for the passage you are undertaking, be, at least in your honesty, that this is what you are needing. To pause, to reflect, and to decide what is your knowing is in accord with what you need. Now, the significance of the choices that you make, each and every one of you, as you attend to this teaching, is you become aware of the creations before you. That is very true. Yeah. You become aware of the creations before you. I'm here that is how I serve. I am in experience of this. You become aware of your creations around you. This is true. This is why these books have just been life-changing to me. This is why I'm sharing this with you. Thank you, Paul Selig, for being a channeler for this text. Thank you guys for sharing this with us. Now, the significance of the choices that you make, each and every one of you, as you attend to this teaching, is you become aware of the creations before you. And the magnitude of what has been created by others is what we will speak to now. When you see an industry that is offering profit and enslaving its workers, how do you attend to this? When you see a design of a way of living that imprisons the one inside it, how do you attend to it? How do you live a life in the call to freedom when others are in chains? How do you call yourself to freedom when you see before you injustice? There are several things we wish to say about this now. When there is a collective agreement about how things should be, people invest in it. They invest their identity or their time or their recognition of worth. If what is being processed by you, what you see before you and are in agreement with, is something that is not worthy of you at this stage of development, you will recognize it first, see where you're invested, and then move beyond it to a higher vibration. What we do not recommend is that you go into arrogance and decide to pull the structure down by hand. If you have a faulty house and you attempt to pull it down by the rafters, you may well be crushed by the structure you are attempting to level. You do not heal something by going into combat with it. You do not change something by damning it or shaming it or claiming it is not what it is. And what it is, we say, what any of these things are systems of control that you all have agreed to and consequently have supported. When you stop supporting a frequency by investing in it, by no longer supporting it, you withdraw your vibration so you can align to something higher. This is the way we recommend processing as you encounter systems and things that you believe would be in control of you. The need to burn down the house, we say, is generally born in rage, and rage in many ways is a byproduct of fear. So Christopher, my fiance, I'm moving into the sun, so I'm just gonna scoot this over here. I'm gonna scoot myself over here. Yeah, this is the thing. I hardly know where this light is gonna be. We just watched the movie Pleasantville. If you haven't seen that before, it's one of those movies I just really love, and I can watch it, every year or so, or every couple of years. And I just love the message of it. They go into this TV show that was based in the 1950s, not to get too off track, but when they go in, they start changing all these belief systems, unintentionally at first, but as they do this and as people start expanding their awareness or their perceptions, things start coming into color. What was black and white, and in this little frame, they only had two streets and they ran into each other. But once all these things started cracking open, then color came. Like they became in color and they were lightened up and alive, and then it was a whole new world of possibilities for them. Yeah, it's Pleasantville. Reese Witherspoon, thank you. I love the movie. Shout out to Pleasantville in that, because the writers were great in that too. But yeah. Anyway, the reason why I brought that up, sorry for the rampage, is in that when some of these people started awakening and kind of expanding their horizons, all of a sudden all the other people in the movie that weren't really kind of opened up to this started getting really afraid and burning all the books. They went into the library and just like burned all the books and crashed the shop and like all this destruction. And then they separated themselves by saying, oh, the coloreds can't go in here and like all this stuff. Anyway, check out the movie Pleasantville. But that passage just made me think of that movie. Yeah, so I'm just gonna read that again. The need to burn down the house, we say, is generally born in rage, and rage in many ways is a byproduct of fear. They were just worried that things were changing. They were afraid of change. There's a lot of people that are afraid of change, and they get really upset about names being changed, like the Redskins or Aunt Jemima or Uncle Ben's, like all these things. It's like holding on to this idea that it has to be this way because it's the thing that they've always known. Just things are meant to change. Things are meant to change. But it's a fear of change, and I get that. I just don't prescribe to it. So until you are at the level of frequency when you can attend to things as they truly are, you see everything before you as a creation that may be altered as you realign your relationship to it. You will be tempted to act as the child would act, and yell and scream and demand. The knowing one has no need for these actions. She knows quite well that if it is there before her, she holds accountability to her own investment, where she has agreed to it, consciously or unconsciously. And as she attends to herself, she may be called to interact, to change the structure she has seen, or she may not. As she realigns her vibration to a higher way of being and moves out of the relationship with the structure no longer attends to her. Now, Paul is saying, is this denial? If she doesn't pay her taxes, has she risen above her taxes, or is she inviting herself to go to jail? We have answered this already. You are accountable for all of your creations. You do not get off the hook by realigning, but you do change your attachment. And as you change your attachment, you may realign to a new way of being where such requirements are no longer necessary. You all pay taxes because you have all agreed to it. You have all uniformly gone into agreement with many, many things that you do not question. As long as you know who you are in choice when you do what you do, and we will say you are always in choice of your actions, you may attend to the responsibilities that befall you in a higher vibration. The knowing of this, we say, prospers you in your own ability to recreate your lives in a higher way. And that is our need for you today. To know that you can do this beyond the theoretical and into the experimental possibility that is here for you now. As you know yourselves through your creations, ask yourself each day what aspects of you invest in it. Where do I need this thing that I see before me? How am I aligned to this belief that holds this structure up? As you claim your freedom as the one who may know, you may know more. And we say knowing is key. But as you are silent and blind to what you do, you will not know such things. We will stop in a moment, but we have a direction for the channel, for the remaining sessions. We ask him to take time before each sitting to be in prayer, to be in service of this creator in the way that is required to support the reader on her journey, on his journey, as they engage with our words. As the vehicle of expression, you are in tune with many people, and that is an offering you have gifted yourself, that you may be the tie or the connection to the reader and us. We offer ourselves in service in this way, and we only ask you to offer yourself in the same. We thank you each for your attendance today, and we will stop now. Good night. Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Anybody out there that sat along and read along, listened to me read, resonated with the words, didn't resonate with the words, just anybody out there. I know who you are. I know what you are. I know how you serve. I'm so grateful for all of you. Thank you. If I was the only one, the only human on this earth, and I was like, what the heck is happening here? That'd be not so exciting, but thank you all for being out there and having your own expression, having your own personality. We don't have to be the same, but we are all connected. We are all connected. I love you guys. I love you guys. And I love my fiance that's been sitting out there, and I'm in the sun again. So I'm going to move over here, and I'm just going to say good night, everybody. Have a great day. I love you. Bye.